Hello, fam. So this is part two to the last reading. I was feeling like a part two was necessary, so I'm feeling like extremely nauseous right now. But I want to talk about power and what it means to actually like be in your power, like how it looks and how it relates to discernment and relationships, because this is really important. People who are powerful are people that trust themselves. And this is like the essence of power, is being able to trust ourselves. And from a higher perspective, when you trust yourself, you trust God, and therefore you are in alignment with God and all powerful. And that's why self-trust is attacked the most by narcissists and systems of control, because people who trust themselves are all powerful. And that's like the essence of gaslighting, is that people who gaslight erode your self-trust, which erodes your power. Okay, and so I was saying in my last video how your reactions are proportionate to what is going on, what is happening to you. Your reactions are proportionate to what is happening to you. Always, always. I actually had like a first-hand experience of this today after making this reading. And I'm going to explain to you what it looks like when you embody your power and how it affects the world and the people around you. 90% of people on this planet right now are powerless. They have no power. That's why they're always playing stupid power games and gaslighting people, because especially empaths who are targeted by narcissists, powerless people, instead of trusting themselves, doing the work to get in touch with their own power, they just want to take your power, right? But here's what happens when you don't let people take your power. What happens is you're able to like command reality in a way that is always in your favor. And so anger is like a really fucking important part of this, is that there's nothing wrong with anger or being angry. For women especially, as a woman, anger is like always like, it's like when a woman is angry, there's a lot of like men that are like, oh my god, she's so dramatic, oh my gosh, like that type of gaslighting. And that's what it is. It's gaslighting. No, you're not dramatic. You never were. And anger is really important because it sets your field's boundaries. When you are in full embodiment of your anger, which is also why emotions, I gotta plug my phone in, but so this is also why emotions are targeted by narcissists as well, like suppression of your emotions, because anger and your emotions are also your power, energy and motion. Okay, so when you're in touch with your emotions, when you trust yourself, you're all powerful. That's what it means to be in your power. And one of the things that you need in order to become in this like state is you need to have discernment. You need to be able to and basically discernment is just being able to trust your read on energy. And so anger, it like, and on an energetic standpoint, it, when you have clear anger that's controlled and your mind and your body is in a clear state, your anger sets up boundaries in your field that do not allow certain individuals to affect your reality or be in your field. And your anger is always going to be proportionate to your boundaries, okay? So if you have unhealthy boundaries, like you probably don't, but if you want, like for people that want to control people, those boundaries are unhealthy. And then their anger is going to be proportionate to their unhealthy boundaries. But if you have healthy boundaries, like you want to be safe, you want to be loved, you want connection, then your boundaries are likely going to be healthy, and your body is going to be telling you what your boundaries are. And so how these narcissists do and work in these power games is that they always do things that allow them to avoid all accountability, that allow them to call you dramatic, that allow them to pretend like they were doing nothing wrong. And that's where the self-trust comes in, because you have to learn that people do things on purpose to avoid accountability, so that they don't have to, so that they can take your power and like hurt others without taking accountability. And so what this looks like is like today at the Burger King, I was delivering an order. I parked badly, which it doesn't matter because there were so many spots. Like there were so many open spots, and it was like it was a mistake. I didn't even know I parked badly. Everyone parks badly sometimes, you know what I mean? And so I'm like I'm like basically on the line. I'm still in the spot though, so I didn't do anything wrong. And I come back out with my order, and some guy has his car parked right next to my car door, like he's on the line. He's not even in the spot, which is the funny part. And he's in his car, And as soon as I see that, I go, I'm not fucking doing this. And this like rage emerged in my body, and my immediate boundary was that, okay, if he's gonna block my driver's side door, I'm just gonna go in through the passenger side. I'm not fucking doing this. I'm gonna block. And when I said, I'm just gonna go through the passenger. And when I said, I'm not fucking doing this, that was a command with, like, fueled by my anger into my field that told that man, I am not going to play your power games. You are not going to steal my power. And what I meant when I said, I'm not fucking doing this, was not that I'm not fucking dealing with, like, whatever. It was that. It was, he was fishing for some sort of reaction, right? And the common person will tell me that I'm crazy for this, and the common person would tell you that you're crazy for this, but they're also powerless, and they don't know their power. They're suppressed. I wasn't even trying to do that. They suppress their own power, right? So they're going to suppress your power too, and make you try and suppress your power, okay? Okay? But don't. And so that statement commanded the field and told him, like, you're not going to get my power. So, and what he did was, I didn't even say a word. I said it to myself. I'm not fucking doing this. And as soon as I said that, he moved his car and parked like on another spot and was staring at me, waving like he was sorry. And what that was that man saw my power and he felt bad, right? And he was trying to make him, and it's also another form of gaslighting, trying to make themselves look like they're a good guy and they weren't doing anything wrong, when in reality he was. It's what I see is it's that kind of like entitled mindset, like, oh my god, the judgmental. I was talking about judgmentalness in the last one. You're not judgmental. That guy's judgmental. It's that type of judgmental energy that doesn't understand a thing, that has no understanding, true understanding and empathy towards others. Like, I don't give a fuck if anyone parks like shit. If there's no parking spots and you park like shit, I might be a little bit annoyed, but I'm not gonna block your car. You know what I mean? To teach you a lesson, because I have the understanding that everyone makes mistakes, that we're all human, that it's okay, that I'll find another parking spot. You know what I mean? So this person, it's kind of like the energy of like, oh my gosh, I need to teach this girl a lesson, or I need to teach this person not to park like that. But really what it is energetically is a steal for power, a siphon for power. And they might not even know what they're doing, because most of the time people are just conditioned to behave this way and they just do. Right. And so, like, also if they're like under any entity influence, people like that, when you speak something like, I'm not doing this, they're entities. Their entities see your power and they're like, oh, we can't fuck with this girl. We gotta stop. We can't. And like, same thing, like, if you're divinely protected, like when you command something like that, the entities are like, oh, no, not this one. Not that one. Can't do it with that one, you know? And so this is what it looks like to be fully in your power. And like, when you have anger, like, people will know, and you don't have to raise your voice. You don't even have to say a word. This has happened to me many times in my life where all I do is feel angry and I don't even have to say a word, right? And that doesn't make me scary. It doesn't make me mean. It makes other people powerless. You know what I mean? Because if you have to like take others' power to have your own power, are you powerful? No, but you could be. Everyone can be. You know what I mean? We all can be. We all are powerful. And so we don't need to steal it from others, because we have it in ourselves, you know? And so this is what it looks like, because I know, like, when I used to think like you were so powerful, I thought I was like only seeing it from like a creation perspective, where like you have to like create, like, you're so powerful you can create anything you want, which is true. But from another perspective, like, you are so powerful that people will literally not be able to mess with you and you don't have to say a word. That's how it, and that's the importance of trusting yourself, because I could have like sat there and been like, was he doing anything wrong? But here's the thing. If a person had accidentally parked right next to me, I wouldn't have felt angry, right? I wouldn't have felt angry if it was an accident, because I can feel it. I know. And this is like the same thing with like driving as well. If you're ever driving, this is like a really good thing to practice. Okay, so this is super important to apply to your personal or romantic relationships as well. The fact that, like, if you are having reactions that are like very intense towards someone that you are in a relationship with or you are in a friendship with, and you are angry, your anger is valid. And the difference between narcissists and empaths, or like beautiful, pure intention souls, is that narcissists will perform anger. So when a narcissist gets angry at you and tells you that you hurt them, you might not have actually even hurt them, babe. Like, they're performing anger to manipulate you into thinking that you did something wrong when they actually did something wrong. And this is like an advanced form of narcissism. This is like the final boss of narcissism. When you're going through these discernment trials to move into your creator magician energy, you are going to meet the narcissist final bosses. And the narcissist final bosses, let's get a card to accurately represent them, are like, they're deceptive. Like, they are really good at what they do. And so you really have to read between the words and trust yourself, because your body is always going to be telling you the truth of who people are and how they are and how they're acting. And the how you know the truth is your emotions. How you feel, how they make you feel. If you feel angry, and they're probably going to tell you that your anger is too much, but it's not too much. It never was, never will be, never